How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. Well, it is July, so that means June has ended, and it is now time to do the monthly market analysis, let's just say. And this is where I take every different era, so like silver, bronze, copper, and modern, and I take 10 books from each, and I'm going to follow them for however long this little series lasts, years hopefully, and just follow along. And I did a variety of grades and a variety of different key books, and hopefully it'll give a kind of overall trend of how you can see each book going. And I've added a little something. I'll continue to add a little more and a little more. At the end of this, I have kind of a little surprise for you. But before I get into it, if you haven't subscribed already, that'd really help out the channel. If you want to subscribe. All right, so let's get into this, right? So first up, we got Silver Age. And so for June, overall, it was down 4%. So, not that much, but it's really hard for Silver Age because there's not that many that sell all the time. Fantasy 15, there's only a couple sold, and they were down to $44,000 was the average for 4.0. So you look at the 4.0 price. The average price is the next number, and that's 44,000, and it's down 17% from the previous month of May. And the average range for these books sold in June ranged from 42,000 to 46. All right, moving on to Avengers, you got 4.0 sold for 4,500. Just had one solo one. It was down 23% from the previous month. Quite a bit drop, right? But that could also just be, maybe one sold in auction and it didn't go that well. It was only one sale. So that's why it's like I kind of average these all out. It's easier to see kind of, as opposed to just one single book on one given month, especially since not that many sell. When you're in modern, you have tons of copies selling, sometimes like 20, 30 copies in a month. All right, Batman 189 for Scarecrow. Sold for $543. That looks like an auction price. Odd numbers always are usually auction price. It's down 1%. Not that big of a deal. The $543 is the average price. Down here is $515 to $570. That's where it's sold. So not really that much of a drop. There was no Fantastic Four 12s that sold this month. Then you got Flash 139, sold for $1,000, down 20%, and a 7.0. All right, let's moving on. Now we got Silver Age round 2. Hulk 182 and an 8.0 sold for about $235, and it was up 37%. Now you might look at the 2M and you're like, well, what's the 2M mean? The 2M means that for the last 2 months since I've been following this, it has gone up in value. So if it says 2M, 3M, whatever the M is, that means that has been a constant, whatever that was. So since it was it's green and up 37%. That means for the last 2 months, it's been up there. Not 37%, but it was up the previous month before, whatever it was, maybe like 10%. And then this month, it's up 37%. So for 2 months in a row, it's been up. If it doesn't have anything, that means the previous month, it was the opposite of what it was. No Iron Man sold, no Justice League sold. Showcase, one sold for $2,959, down 15%. Now, obviously, it doesn't have an M in front of it. That means the previous month it was up. So, and then we have X-Men 1 and in a 3.0, and that sold for $15,000, and it's up 10%, and it's the second month that it was up. So, this will give you a good opportunity to see kind of like what's going up and what's going down, what continues to go up, what kind of just bounces back and forth. Like a Showcase 22 might just bounce back and forth, being up and down, All right, moving on to Bronze Age. Bronze Age, we got All-Star Comics 58, first appearance of Power Girl. And in a 9.4, the average price is $524, up 19%. So for the last 2 months, it's been up. Overall, Bronze Age is up 5. And for the last 2 months, it's been up. So Bronze Age keys seem to be holding steady, going up. All right. You got Spider-Man 129, first appearance of Punisher. So average price $4,800, up 4%. 2 months in a row, it's been up. And the price range is anywhere from 4.4 to 5.3 thousand. All right. Batman 251 averages around $1,000. It's up 7% and ranges anywhere from about $1,000 to $1,100. Conan up 58%. This book, Conan 23. Man, you should see this graph is just like straight up. It's like gone up so much. Just one sold for $928. It's been up for the last 2 months. Daredevil 168 versus Elektra, and a 9.6 is run you about roughly around $925. It's down 13%. Ranges anywhere from around $900 to $1,000. All right, then we got Green Lantern 76, the first Bronze Age book, and for the last 2 months, it's been up, and it's up just slightly, 1%. It's going to run you about $12.50. Hulk 181, first Wolverine, and a 7.0. It is down 13%, and there's only been one sale, and it was for $6,306. So that's probably just one auction book. So sometimes these numbers can be a little skewed between auctions and buy it now. Like I already said, buy it nows tend to be more expensive than auctions. No Swamp Things have sold. One Tomb of Dracula sold and is down 10% and an 8.0. And then X-Men 94, for 2 months in a row, it's been down. It was down 3%. Couple sold, and the average is about 1,300. All right, now we're on Copper Age. Copper Age overall is down 1%. The previous month it was up, so down, but just a slight down, so not too much. Spider-Man 300, First Venom's running you about $900 and is down 11%. So, and there's been a lot of sales, and it ranged from $850 to $950. Crisis, been up 2 months in a row, and it's at $110. G.I. Joe 21 is a 9.4, is going to run you about $700, and it's pretty much the same as it was before. No real movement. But look at that price range, $545 to $925. Such a huge gap. Hulk 340, classic cover by Todd McFarlane. It's up 14%. Don't know why that red dot is there on the average price of $324. Probably a mistake, obviously. And it ranges anywhere from $300 to $405. New Mutants 87, a Rob Liefeld cover. In a 9.8, it's going to run you about $725. It's down 12%. And yeah, it's running you about $550 to $1,000. All right, moving on. We got Teen Titans 44. In the 9.8, that's going to run you about $463, down 15%. Average, it's going to run in between prices $365 to $672. Turtles number 1, first Turtles, third printing in an 8.0, just one sold for $953, and it was barely down, right? So not really movement. Still negative, but not really much. Watchmen number 1 in a 9.6 is going to run you about $225, up 8%. All right, Wolverine Limited number 1 in a 9.8, it's going to run you about $873, down 14%, while the previous month it was up. And the price range would be anywhere from $760 to $1,000. X-Men 266, First Gambit, one of my favorite superheroes. And a 9.6 is going to run you about $550, and that is up 20% from the previous month. Now we're into the moderns. Spider-Man 361, all of these will be 9.8s because they're pretty common to find in 9.8s, and that's kind of like what you want to go for the most part. 9.8s, it's going to be $937, down 23%. First Carnage, 2 months in a row it's been down. It's going to run you about $900 to $1,000. I'm going to make a video more on that, but I personally am not seeking out Spider-Man 361s. I think they have peaked and they have gone down. First Bane, Vengeance of Bane number 1. You're looking at $734 is the average price. They range anywhere from $515 to $1,000. Up 16%, 2 months in a row that it's been up. This book was super hot years ago when he was in the movie. But since then, it dropped back down. It looks like it's maybe taking a return. So it would be interesting to see it as months go on. Will this be like 3 months in a row up, 4 months in a row up, stuff like that. Let's see. Captain America #6, First Winter Soldier, is going to run you about $500. It's down 12%, 2 months in a row that it's down. Obviously, this book is going to be down because the show is over, and Winter Soldier is not the new Captain America that's going to be in Captain America 4. Will Bucky return in Captain America 4? Probably, but he'll probably have a smaller and smaller role. Sebastian Stan, the actor that plays him, has been doing it since Captain America 1, so he's probably ready to move on. I don't know why these actors are ready to move on. It's one thing if you're a million years old, but if you're still in your prime, why not do it? It's like, who wouldn't want to be in these movies? It's crazy to me that people back out and like, oh, time to move on to other things. You can do other things. Robert Downey Jr. did millions of other movies in between Iron Man. Anyways, tangent. All right. Detective 880, one of my favorite covers and one of my favorite current comic book artists. It's Jock, but I'm sure it's French, so it's Jacques, probably. I love his art style. I love this cover. I contacted him for this cover a couple years ago. He has sold it, so he does not have it. But if any of you ever come across this cover, there is a buyer over here, me. It's going to run you about $645. The price range will be anywhere from $456 to $900 for the month. And 2 months in a row it's been up. It's up 14% this month. Preacher #1. Obviously, this was a little more popular back in the day when they had the TV show. I don't know what happened to it. I think they only had one season. It's going to be up $250, down 15%, and it ranges you, $232, $250. But overall, moderns are down 3%, and this is the second month that they've been down. All right, Spawn #1 in a 9.8. It's going to run you about $267, up 4%. That's 2 months in a row that it's up, so that's good. Anywhere between $180 and $350 is going to be the price ranges for this month. And that just goes to show, look, someone out there paid $355 and someone out there paid $179 in the same month, in June. Look at that difference. Look at how huge that difference. One of them was probably an auction or someone didn't really know what they had and just listed it. And the other one is, I don't know why someone's paying that much. They probably wanted it now. It's probably in Heritage or something. People that don't know the market and just like, oh, sure, click buy. I'm drunk. I don't know. Superman, Man of Steel 18, first full appearance of Doomsday. Interesting thing about this book is I bought maybe like 6 months to a year before when Doomsday was not Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. I bought a distribution box of this, 300 copies in a box that they would send to a comic shop or something like that, or a distributor, and they distribute it. And I bought a whole box, 300 copies I had of this book, untouched, never been opened. I opened them, slabbed a lot of them, and sold them. I still have a bunch. I still have like 50 copies left, just chilling. I was like, well, I've sold so many of these. Right now, 9.8 is going to run you about $150. It's up 30%. Why it's red? Mistake on my part. Sorry, I'm probably colorblind. $110 to $290 is the range. Let's see. Teen Titans #12. Batman Who Laughs. $663 is what the average price is going to be. Down 14%, and of course that is green. It should be red. So I accidentally probably clicked the wrong ones when I was switching them around. It's going to range anywhere from $521 to $775. All right, everyone's favorite comic book in the whole wide world, Ultimate Fallout #4. First appearance of Miles Morales. And in 9.8, it's going to run you about $2,600, down 9% from the previous, and that is 2 months in a row that it's down. It's going to run you in from 2.2 to 2.9. Now, I've said this before, unless the hype keeps going, and I did 2 videos on this, so I don't want to repeat myself too much, but if this book was being hyped up so much, it's like, oh, it's going to go to, $1 million, whatever it was, to the moon, and all these people were on, the investment train. Once it starts going down and it doesn't have a solid fan base behind it, Is this going to continue to go down and down because investors are like, well, I just bought a bunch of these to flip and I was holding it for to go, and now it's going down, so they panic sell. And then when they panic sell, they flood the market, and there's only so many fans out there, like true fans, that are willing to buy it. And investors are like, whoa, this book has been going down for the last 2 months. That sounds like a terrible purchase. So they're not going to buy it. So then it kind of just this, kind of like this, snowball effect, and until it reaches a certain point where fans are like, yeah, that seems about right. I don't really care that it's going up and down. I'll pay for it anyways. So we'll continue to see on this book. Like I said, 2 months in a row. Not looking good. Walking Dead *1 and a 9.8. Man, I'm so wrong on all these little colored things. Yeah, it's down 17%. It says it's green, but it's supposed to be red. My apologies, guys. It's going to average around 2,900, $3,000, somewhere around there. And the range is between $2.1 and $3.5 thousand. Yeah, so that's it. Like I said, I hope you like this. And as I said before, I had something for you guys, not anything too special, but a lot of people commented on the last one I did that they really liked this, but they wanted to know if I would take suggestions. Because the thing is, I have to keep these same books, or you can't really follow it, right? You're just following each book, how much they go up or go down. This one, you can follow the trends. And I'm gonna make, like, when we get a few more of these in there, I'm gonna make a graph where the graph would just be 2 dots, So, May and June. So as these go along, I'll make graphs for them so you can see in a more graph looking thing. But I will take requests. Feel free to put in some books, and I will slowly build this. So maybe next month, I'll just add 5 from the people that comment below some books, and then the month after that, I'll add another 5, that kind of thing, right? And I'll backtrack so I can keep these up to date with these. And the criteria though is they have to be a key and they have to be popular. They can be Silver Age, bronze, copper, modern, but they have to be popular enough where there's enough data. So like if you see in the Silver Age stuff, there's barely any data, so it's really hard to track it, and it doesn't always work. So if you do like a random Spider-Man issue, it's 423, I don't think that's a key. There's probably not gonna be that many sales of it, so it's gonna be hard to track. So just remember that when you comment below. I can't pick everyone's, so sorry. I'll just pick a few, probably like 5, do 1 extra screen, and and then maybe next month add in yours again, and I'll just try to pick whoever's there is. So comment below which ones you want me to follow, and that'd be awesome to find some new things to follow. All right, thanks. Have a good day.